Addy, this video is going to be painful for me. Never before have I thought I would say these words, but this video is going to have to be an ode to Ange Postecoglou. Never before in the Premier League has a manager had such a rapid, transformative effect, not only on a squad, not only on a club, but on the fans. They're unrecognisable. They aren't Tottenham anymore, are they?
Yes, they are.
They're not.
Still very much Tottenham. It's 9 games. I think we're all going a bit too carried away with all this run. This is 9 games. Although, there was a part of me yesterday watching that game thinking, why can't this Spurs team do exactly what Arsenal did last season? Like, when no one expected it, and you're thinking it's going to stop, right? With Arsenal last season, you think, okay, it's going to stop soon, and it eventually did towards the end. But why can't they do it? Like, I looked at them, and I thought, there aren't that many weaknesses in the starting 11.
No, the squad, but then you can make a case for the squad being quite strong as well. Like their record signing, Brennan Johnson, a player who's actually operates in a position where the only position perhaps on the pitch where they have a little bit of weakness, he still hasn't had a run. So there is a little bit of depth there at least. So
do you know who was really good yesterday?
Go on.
Maddison's going to get all the plaudits. Son's going to get all the plaudits. Everyone's talking about Van der Ven. Rightly so, by the way. We'll talk about him in a minute. Kulusevski.
Yeah.
He runs like a machine. So it's not, he's not flowing. He's not down the wing like Henry. It's very, he reminded me of, I was watching it thinking, Dirk Kuyt. There's a bit about Dirk Kuyt where he's strong. You can't get the ball off him. He's always there or thereabouts. Will nick a goal as well.
It's painful. It's painful because under Postecoglou, Tottenham are the most non-Spursy team in the Premier League at the moment.
At the moment.
They aren't operating in the way that we have become accustomed to understand Tottenham. And if you think about Postecoglou landing there, not Jose Mourinho at Chelsea, not Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool, not Pep Guardiola at Manchester City, not, there's countless brilliant managers. Yeah. Nobody has had the impact immediately that Postecoglou has had.
No, look, unbeaten. 9 games, what is it? 2 draws, 7 wins. You can't argue that. The scoring goals as well. Even Richarlison looked half decent yesterday. Do you know what I mean? But this Van der Ven signing, who knew Van der Ven? The hipsters will say they knew him. No one knew him. I didn't know him. Never heard of him. Yeah. And all of a sudden, he looks very good. Him and Romeo at the back. So,
and do you know what else is painful? Like, gone is the sort of negativity around Tottenham, the sourness around Tottenham, and they are now top of the league.
All
it
takes is one defeat.
No, but do you know what I've realised? And this is again really troubling. When the fixture, say Fulham, you think they're doing so well, Tottenham, things are going their way, Postecoglou, they're all singing a Robbie Williams song and all that. It's all going so well. It would be so Tottenham to drop points to Fulham.
Yeah.
And yet I never thought they would. And that in itself, it's not whether they drop points or not. It's the fact that, although I hoped they would, although their history would suggest they would, they were actually never going to.
They looked fantastic from the very first minute. They were on it immediately. I tweeted, do Fulham have 10 men here? Because it was one-way traffic. Fulham were trying to get them on the counter. William looked okay, trying to do something. And I'm thinking, if that's your best player who was at his best several years ago for Chelsea, then you've got a problem. But credit has to go to what Postecoglou's doing. As I was watching it again, I was thinking, thank God they don't have Harry Kane. That's all I was thinking. For right now, it's quite scary. Right at the top of the table, 23 points. Who knows how it's going to end? But I was thinking, if they had Harry Kane alongside Son and Maddison just spraying balls to Kane, then the Premier League might be in trouble.
I don't agree with the theory. When people go, well, Maddison wouldn't be this player if Kane was still there. No.
Good players play with good players.
Yeah.
And Maddison's quality.
Quality.
You're talking about 50 million's a bargain now. They almost should send Leicester another 20.
Best player in the league by distance so far this year. Like, people, we can talk about Declan Rice if you want. I think there's lots of very good players. I think a lot of players have had a good season so far.
No, he actually is. He actually is.
But it's Maddison.
You think of the obvious. In my head, I was trying to cast my mind over that Man City squad.
Yeah.
And no one, even though Haaland's got 9 goals, so it sounds about crazy, but no one's really gone to that level. You're right, he's the best player.
Yeah.
For him to land in a team which a lot of Spurs fans were thinking we might struggle this season, for him to land vice captain and just take it on and do that little dart.
And he's changed the entire team. Can you think of a team in the history? Look, you've got a great knowledge of football. You've been a fan for it for donkey's years. Can you think of a team where the transformation in one season is so stark? Think about who Tottenham were last year. Think about the way that they were approaching games. Think about the way their fans were feeling around the club, the atmosphere in that brand new stadium, the Enoch out thing, the Joe Lewis thing, the Daniel Levy thing, the Harry Kane thing, all of these sagas. They had a manager who genuinely detested them last year in Antonio Conte. 1 year later,
it's crazy.
Look at this. They did a lap of honour in the pouring rain against Fulham. And
you laughed at that.
Well, I don't like lap of honours this early, but do you know what? I've called it a lap of honour. It wasn't quite that. It was an appreciation of the fans in the pouring rain, I think.
Yeah. Rightly so.
And Postecoglou sort of walking around, with that grumpy charisma that he's got.
Head teacher.
You could see how they were loving him. And it's just a totally different club.
Yeah, they do love him. And when you said, can I think of a player that sort of landed, the only comparisons I can make in recent years anyway, and this is putting Maddison really, that's how highly I think Maddison is Haaland and Van Dijk. Like the impact, when they landed, it was like immediate. And Maddison's doing that.
Yeah, it's that level, isn't it?
Yeah, like Southgate won't, but he should be the third England midfielder. I was asking the other day.
He has to start for England at the moment.
Yeah, it should be Jude, Declan and Maddison.
He won't.
And then you've got the greatest midfield
totally agree.
that England have had in my lifetime.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Tottenham now, they are definitely a proposition. They're definitely a question. They're definitely going to give teams a game. Are they the real deal?
Yeah.
Are they title contenders?
No.
Are they?
They've got to do this. See what they've done. This is for the whole season.
But
can they do it for the whole season?
They're out of Europe. They're out of a cup already.
Yeah.
Can they do it?
Are we not just a Maddison injury away from it all collapsing?
Potentially. But that'd be like saying...
That's not the same for others because Kevin De Bruyne is out. So it's not the same for other teams.
No, it's not the same for City.
Partey's out. So others have the squad depth to kind of handle a good midfielder being out. I don't think they
If you were to take Salah out of Liverpool, it would potentially be... If you were to take Salah or Alisson, in fact, out of Liverpool, it would potentially end their title chances. But Liverpool are still contenders for the title because those players play there. So yeah, a Maddison injury is a problem. One that they probably couldn't deal with.
What about the lack of experience of winning the title? Like who in that squad has won a title? There's probably a couple won it in their domestic leagues elsewhere. But who that surely counts for something. You have to have experience of it.
And the club have no experience
Ange
of it.
Postecoglou's won it. I know people might say it's the Scottish Premiership, but he's won the title.
Yes.
He's got experience of that pressure.
To a degree.
He's a pressure cooker up there.
Yeah, it's
You've got to win every game as Celtic manager. You've got to win every single game.
But you only have to be better than one team.
Yeah.
Whereas here you have to, Tottenham in fact, have to be better than 5.
Yeah.
They have to be better than 5. There are 5 teams that would have thought they could win the title ahead of Tottenham.
You seem to be changing your tune here a little bit.
I am.
You all of a sudden think that, because you've always said to me, Ade, it's Spurs. That's every time we've spoken about Spurs and I've tried to hype them up, you're the one that have shut me down and said, Ade, Spurs.
I am a little bit worried. They feel remodelled. They feel reborn. And I am concerned by that. However, I think... Look, I appreciate that this is their best start to a season since 1961, the last time they won the league. Their form at the moment is title-worthy. Nobody wants to play Tottenham, and whoever does play them, Chelsea playing them soon, I think it's going to be very tough.
Where is it, do you know?
It's going to be very tough away.
Okay.
Right, really, really tough. But I think the other thing just to play the other side of this instrument, they beat Fulham 2-0 because Calvin Bassey had the worst 90 minutes I've seen this so far this season. Like 2 massive errors trying to play out from them.
We've got to stop doing that because everyone's doing this. Everyone's looking at the fixture list and saying, "Oh, look at they." The fact is, yes, stupid circumstances, but they beat Liverpool. They've beaten Manchester United. They got a good point against Arsenal. The real deal. These are not easy games.
And this Maddison partnership.
I hate it.
It's good though.
I hate it.
It's a little bit. This is huge praise. Obviously, Harry Kane.
Steady.
But it is. It's a little bit Kane and Son, isn't it?
You know what it is? It's the way it's been passed on. It was Kane and Ali. Then it became Kane and Son. Then Son and Kane. Now it is Kane and Maddison.
Well, also, like, heung-min Son has become a player revitalised. He's nearly scored.
There needs to be a detective looking at what happened to him last season.
Yeah. Well, he's nearly scored the same amount of goals already this season. I think he's 3 shy of his entire tally last season.
As soon as he got on that right foot and cut in, you might as well start walking to the halfway line because you know it's a goal.
Yeah, I mean, they're incredible. They're so synchronised, not only on the pitch, but you know when they do that weird dart thing?
It's making me feel sick.
That weird thing they do, they're in synchronisation.
Yeah. You know he's a big darts fan, isn't he? He plays.
Who?
Maddison.
Is he?
Massive darts fan. Goes to the darts all the time.
Is that what it is?
That's where it's from, yeah. He's a big darts fan.
I'll tell you what all that, what Postecoglou was saying, we want the fans to dream, and Maddison saying, can you win the league? He said, why not, or whatever it was.
They've gone early. They've gone so early. It's incredible.
But for the first time under Pochettino, since under Pochettino, this is the time where they can actually at least have the licence to dream. Like, it's not weird for them to now.
No, they can't. It's 9 games. They can't. Okay, 1 second. Liverpool are 2 points behind them. I'm not dreaming of a title run.
The season.
1 second. I'm not dreaming of a title run.
I think you are.
I'm not dreaming of it. Do I think we could be there? Yes or no? I'm not dreaming it. We're only a couple of points behind.
I've just got a
feeling.
feeling.
Gone too early. I think we've gone too early.
I mean, I desperately hope you're correct. But every single
correct.
time they play,
you know why I'm correct? Because they don't have any. They don't have no history of doing it, and that's important.
That's huge.
I think Jamie Carragher was doing something with a Liverpool podcast, and he asked about Liverpool versus Spurs in the Champions League final a few years back. And he said he hated it, that it was another English team. But he said, you know what? In the back of his mind, he was like, Spurs.
Yeah.
They don't have any history of winning it.
Yeah.
So Liverpool are going to do them.
Yeah.
It's why Liverpool always struggle against Real Madrid.
Yes.
Any other team we can do. Real Madrid turn up because they've got a bigger history.
Yeah.
Spurs don't have no history of winning this.
That could be...
Plays a big part.
But they are doing incredibly well, aren't they?
Well.
Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. Please like the video if you've enjoyed it. Make sure that you click subscribe. Make sure that you subscribe to Addy Oladipo. And I'll see you all on the next video.